Hi there. I hope you are doing great today. Um, in this project, we will be learning how to script a platform and make it appear and disappear. So, this particular code will be very useful in platforming game. Let's say to span a gap, challenging your players to time their jumps carefully to get to the other side of the platform. Okay, so I have created right here two platforms. Okay, and the one on the right side, this is where you're going to spawn your character. So first things first is uh, what we'll be learning today is we're going to learn how to create variables, use functions, and loops in this coding tutorial. All right, so let's get started. First thing, what I want to do is to add a part in between these two platforms right here. So I click this button, part, and there you go. I have my part. Now it's too small. So what I can do is I'm going to resize it so that it would be big enough for my player to step on or jump on. And then I'm going to move it to the right place so that there won't be any gap to it. Let's try to see. Okay, if I'm happy with that one, let's make it in between. It's too big. Maybe I can make it smaller as well, like that. Let's see. I'm happy with that one. Yes, I guess I'm happy with that one. It's okay for me. Not too large. Yeah. And so the player won't fall on this one. Okay. So now, first thing that you need to do is to select this part right here, and then make sure you name it. Okay. How do you name it? You go to the workspace, the Explorer. Under workspace, you click on your part. Okay. Click on your part, right click, and then rename. And make sure you rename it to, let's say, this appearing flat. Okay. And what you need to do is to go down here to properties. Okay, you go down to properties and then try to scroll down to behavior. Okay, if you notice there is anchored right there and the tick box is not checked. Okay, what you need to do is to tick it. Okay, set the anchored property to true so you can make sure that this part right here won't fall off in open space. Okay, remember that setting a part anchored property to true will make it stay in place no matter what, and your platform won't be able to like fall down. Okay, so we have that part right there. Let's try. Let's see what it looks like with the player. I'm going to click play, and okay, I got my player spawned right now, and I have my platform right here. I can be able to step on it, okay, without no problem at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it disappear and reappear. Okay. Now, next thing that we need to do is to insert a script. So what we need to do is to select this part. Okay. You go to the Explorer right there, and then make sure that you select the part that you will be scripting. Right click, and then nope, not right click. Let's say you go to this file name right here and then click plus icon and then click script. Okay, and you will be able to open your code editor. Okay, now let's try to rename the script first before we start coding. So right click rename, and let's say I'm going to rename it to disappear. Okay, I have it right here. Now first, we're going to make variables right here. So it's a good idea to start off your script by making a variable for a platform. And a variable, what is a variable? A variable is a name associated with a value. And once a variable is created, it can be used again and again. And you can change the value as needed in your code. So in Lua coding, a variable is created as follows. So all you have to do is to click type local. Then let's say I'm going to name this one platform. Okay, and then there you go. So I have my variable name right now. Okay, the term local just means that the variable is only going to be used in this part of the script. Okay, and the equal sign is used to set the value of the variable. Okay, so let's try to type in. Okay, the value is script that parent. What is script that parent? Okay, this is used to find the object the script is located in, and as you might have guessed, the script refers to the script you're writing in, and the parent of the script is where it's located. Okay, so there you go. We have our variable right now for our code. Now, second is we're going to create functions. Okay, first thing is we're going to create the disappear function. Okay, so it's always best to group your code for like achieving a specific action into a function. Okay, a function normally is a named block of code that helps you organize your code and use it in multiple places without writing it again. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the function right now. To be able to like type in local and then function, and we're going to name it disappear. Name it what it do. It will make it the platform disappear right here. Okay, if you press enter, automatically it gives you an end for that function as well. Okay, there we go. So first thing here, the first line declares the function, local function, and then it indicates the start of the function and gives the name disappear. Okay, so the code for a function goes between the first line and the end line. So whatever you place inside, that will that's what you want to do if you call this function name. Okay, so the parentheses, these are for including additional information as needed. You'll learn more about this uh, as we go through our tutorial. Okay, now before we create something in here, let's go to the parts property. Okay, so let's go back to our base plate, click on the part, okay, and then we'll talk about properties right here. Okay, so when a platform disappears, it needs to be invincible. So If it's invincible, players need to fall through it as well. Okay, but you can't just be able to like destroy this platform since it needs to reappear later as well in this game, right? So we have various properties right here, like the appearance, the data, okay, the transform, so on and so forth. Now we're going to take advantage of the properties that can be able to set our transparency. Okay, so we go to appearance and then you look for transparency right here. Transparency property. Okay, the value could be between 1 and 0. If it's 0 transparency, you could be able to show your object. But if transparency is 1, okay, if you notice, okay, the part is invincible right now. Okay, so again, 0, it's visible. If 1, it's invisible. Okay, now we have our transparency property right here. Now what we're going to talk about is the can collide property. Where could you be able to find it? Okay, if you scroll down to behavior, okay, you should be able to see can collide right here. And then uh, can collide property determines if other parts can pass right through the part, or if you set it to false, then uh, if your player steps on this part right here, it will fall down in open space. But if you set it to true, like it's tick here, player can be able to step on it. Okay, so there you go. We will take advantage of that one as well later. Okay, so transparency is 0 for now. Okay, so here's what we're going to do with our code. We go back to the disappear code, and then what we're going to do is in the disappear function, we will set can collide property of the platform to false, and then set the transparency to 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to type in platform. We're going to call variable platform, and then property name and collide. Okay, and then we are going to set it to false. Another one is platform dot transparency equals to 1. That means that if we call this function, we could not be able to step on the part, okay, and it will be invincible as well. All right, there you go. So if you notice, there is a space right here. It's what we call indents. Okay, uh, you'll notice that this automatically indents your code inside a function. Uh, we will always make sure that the function is indented uh, like this, because it makes your code more readable and it helps you indicate where the function begins and ends. Okay, there you go. So now, how are we going to call the function? Okay, we can call it by, of course, like calling a person by its name. The same thing with what happens in a function. You call it by its functioning. Okay, so we're going to type this up here, then press enter, and there you go. This will be the line that will call your function. If you type this in your code, it will perform all of these things inside that function. So let's delete that one for now. So we have a disappear function. We need an appear function as well. That means that we're going to do the opposite of what the disappear function does. So we can copy, and then let's say we're going to rename the function to appear, and then we can just set can collide to true, and then transparency to 0. Okay, so there you go. We have a disappear function, we have an appear function right now. The next thing is about loops. Okay, so the platform should constantly disappear and reappear within a few seconds between each like each time in your game. So what we can do is we can take advantage of loops, like repetition, to let it disappear and reappear again and again and again. Okay, so we will be using while loop for this one. Okay, what is a while loop? A while loop runs the code inside it for as long as the statement after it remains true. Okay, this particular loop needs to run forever, so the statement should just be true as well at the same time. And so we will create a while true loop. Okay, while true, okay, something like this. Let's say while true, it will do something, and then if you press enter, it will create a container for you to be able to put in uh, your script inside the loop right here. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to let's say have a wait time. Let's say every 3 seconds. Okay, the platform will disappear. So wait, and then I'm going to call the disappear function. Okay, and then another 3 seconds. Okay, if I wait again another 3 seconds, the function appear will be here, and then it will let your part show up or your platform show up. Okay, and the same thing. I'm going to make it disappear again for 3 seconds. Okay, disappear. So what normally happens here is that it will do this again and again and again. After 3 seconds, it will disappear. After 3 seconds, it will appear, and then after 3 seconds, it will disappear again. Okay, that's what it will do to our uh, disappearing platform. Okay, so the code for the platform is now complete. So let's test if it's working. Okay, so I press play. Mhm. Okay, there we go. So I have my character, and after 3 seconds, it will appear again. Now let's wait. After 3 seconds, it will disappear, and my character falls off to the open space. All right, so there you go. Very basic code, but very useful in creating a platforming game. And you could be able to use this in different times of games as well. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Bye for now.